Hello, hello. We are back for more Last Caretaker. And let's double check where we are at the moment. We are at the Lazarus station. I finished the last listener, which was the last full quest, at least so far, for the early access version. This is an early access game. It's been out for about a week and a half. Um, we are sailing a flooded Earth, finding resources in order to save humanity. So, one thing that I did not do because there was not a direct quest attached to it was I did not go out to this, what is obviously an oil rig up in the north. So I think what I am going to do now is I'm going to aim for that, but where we're going to go first is this thing marked as Nomad's Tower. This is the same icon as the dock that you start in, that is the tutorial area. And I'm very curious as to what it looks like, what an alternative version of that would look like. So I'm not here. I'm going to, yeah, we're going out in the middle of the night because, of course, we are. I'm going to go ahead and adjust the map. If you look at this screen while you're driving the boat, you have a general sense of what of where you're going. Downside is, and again, this is something that I've been that I need to put in the Discord because it's been bugging me all the way through. There is not enough contrast between the bright green icon or fonts and the green backgrounds that they're using. That needs to change. I get what they're doing by showing you your path in the screen, but it makes it kind of unreadable when you're doing anything like that. And that is a fairly standard uh, bit of math, honestly, just comparing those two colors that could be very easily fixed. So we go ahead and nudge ourselves away from the dog. Or, wait, we did not release the mooring cables. And apparently that is the thing. But it has to happen before the boat goes anywhere. So, yeah, I'm curious about a couple things at this new dock. I'm curious to see what the enemy types are inside, and I am curious to see how you get into it. Obviously, the existing dock, the boat was already inside. The hangar was closed. You had to open it. Oh, on. Which way are you going? Go this way. Go forward. Go this way. You go backwards. Right. Straight forward. There we go. There we go. This is why I'm always having to repair my boat. So I'm actually kind of curious how you even get in to the Sanctuary dogs. I'm so curious why I'm not getting any particular sound. There it is. Right. He's getting. We're just kidding. Yeah, settle down. The cat needs to keep an eye on me. I am at half power, half speed because I tend to be uh, very reluctant to use my diesel. No, I did put some of those flat solar panels up on the top of the boat, as well as two new ones down on the side, down on the front of the big ones. I should probably be paying attention. My power usage is pretty good. May stop off on some of the points of interest that we pass if I see them in time. And I think it's a pretty straight shot, at least to the first one. There has been a lively discourse on the some of the streams and some of the forums for the game about drift. That sometimes if you're not constantly correcting it, the boat will sort of drift off course. Some folks are saying that has to do with just with the way the wave and current physics are working. Other folks are saying no, it has to do with gunk that builds up underneath your ship, and you're expected to go down there and clean it off. I really kind of hope it's not that way, but we'll see. This is the sound of a storm in the background. Now, this looks very different. That is that Nomad's tower. The icon was very similar, but this looks like it's shaped very, very differently from before. That is interesting. Seemingly we're pointing at the same thing. The original dock was very much a block of a building similar to the Lazarus complex. This almost looks more like a beacon. I think one of the things I need to do is to increase the engine capacity by upgrading the electric engines. I suspect I won't be able to get them too upgraded. Beyond a certain point, you're just going to have to use diesel. Right. It's about 700 meters. It's definitely that. I'm getting more of them. I guess there's swells, waves. A lot of energy output into making those behave with an accurate physics. Impressive, albeit a bit annoying at times when you're trying to focus and the rain moves in. Cut my speed. We are looking at where the bombs are. That is not running into any. No. Turn the boat, not the camera. Looks like you can dock on any one of the sides. Alright. Only one cable on this side. We have some pink slime. We have a robot. We have some lootable objects. What does my weight look like at the moment? I'm carrying other things. Alright. I'm going to manually back up. Back up slot one. Wait until it tells you it's done and has exited completely out of this menu. And everything is loaded. Right. Not jump in the water. And I sincerely hope that those mines don't drift in. Alright. We have plastic, we have iron. We have cable. It's probably going to pick up a lot more of stuff. The game is pretty good about giving you things as you go. So let's thrust it. Like, who are you? Where did you come from? Right. There's more of you over there. All up and down, dang. Right. You took 20% of the charge. Right. Oh, those are my wind turbines. Something else is up top. All right. Arch this up. Awesome. Different swarms, though. All right. So shooting the big ship canister do anything? Really? What is that? Right. Hello. Hello. Right. Not just swarms, but not a bunch of sources for this force. And now it's dark. Back downstairs in the dark. I want to be able to see where I'm going and where the holes in the railing are and where the holes in the floor are. Another one? Where's my glow stick? What's the dead end? I'm not a big fan of those bombs being that close to the boat either. Ew. You worry me. Hey, let's replace me. Let's go downstairs. I'm going to do something profoundly stupid. Okay. All right. You don't worry me as much. Is the sun coming up? Okay. Not going with that. contrast. Impossible to see. Completed. Walk up the stairs and see where the flower is. There's something. Why is there so many? Need more hornets. Spawn. Cheering. Here's the area that doesn't have a railing. That means this is the door that doesn't open. We go upstairs. The door. Yeah, that wants power. You can tell because it has the little red light. Okay. All sorts of bullshit up here. Okay. Yep. Yep. Right. There enough up there to make this a bad idea. Yeah. There's a railing. Okay. We're going to take this in stages. And go back down again. Not going to walk off the edge. And not paying attention. select contrast. Really, even votes do I have left? Not enough. Yes, there are two more beasties that are these spit hornets, which I think the hornets spit poison at you or something, because they seem to disintegrate in a bit of toxic flash. And even if you manage to hit them, they do some damage. And I'll keep. There should not be anything around until we get to the lab. We're stuck. Non-station online. Gosh. Huh. All right. That is not a pain in the ass to get to. Right. We can be okay. Not enough bullets to live another day. probably literally another day because this can take a minute to get back downstairs. And the sun is probably all right. Not too bad though. Problem is, I keep zeroing out the magazine and then it's so busy reloading that it does not allow me to switch to the other weapon. At which point the hornets have caught up with me. I have to worry about you. Arms making me nervous. What time is it? 3:06. Early evening? Yeah. Sun is going to be going down soon. Now I need to pick up more books. Right. Weapon required. Oh, 15 minutes. Okay. You should put everything that's not a gun over there. Maybe one of the tips and tricks is to understand what happens if we run out of cord, for example, and are stuck somewhere and can't get back down. I thought before. Yeah, I was color coding everything, but I'm thinking it's just kind of fidgety. I wish there was a sort of a swatch system where you could just say make it the same color as the object that was inside. I have one of you. I should replace you with a new one. And then these three. I'm trying to. I suspect that one of the things that they are balancing at the moment is day-night cycles, in addition to some of the wave and wind physics. The day-night cycles and the weather cycles just blow up out of nowhere and which has a certain realism to it, but makes for janky game. You do little one thing, the next thing you know, you can't see where you're going. Hello, robot friend. Say bye, robot friend. I could break down some of the stuff on the block. So I thought this was going to be another sanctuary dock similar to the starting area. It's turned out to be quite different. Although I suppose the name Nomad's Tower should have been a clue. There is one more beast up at the top. One of the yellow ones that spits hornets. I don't want to go at it in the middle of the night or when it's raining. You stand on these metal plates and use the breakdown, it jiggles the camera. I kept thinking the game was having an earthquake, and it's not. It's just the fact that the floor is not stable because it's the metal plate. I never did break this down. Someone said it was important, but I haven't seen anything happen with it, so I guess if I need the fancy materials at some point. I'm afraid I am going to have to wait down the night cycle, though. I suppose I could go up there in the night and just not pick a fight. Oh, here's me. And Opera. I got some overflow boxes going. I'm glad I'm not prone to motion sickness. Although I do have a bit of an inner ear infection at the moment, which is probably not helping. All right. I discovered is that one really nice charge shot from the electric rifle will blow up the bombs like that, which kind of worries me sometimes when they are that close to the boat. I haven't seen them actually blow the boat, but you never know. I do kind of also want to confirm at the base of the platform. Oh no. Is that an elevator? No, I don't think that it is. In which case, getting things up and down is going to be a pain all the way along. I kind of wanted another one of those spaces where you could draw the boat in and have some peace and quiet once you cleared it out. That does not appear to be what's going on here. Yes, yes, leeches, I know. Yep. Might as well. So cute. Send it back down. Move. We'll connect again. Charge up. And connect to the right thing. Charge up. Not that it makes much of a difference to turn off the machinery. Okay. And here's now a bird. This is going to want to use the copper to make more cabling. Is the sun coming up? Yes, definitely. Checking the clock, yes. All right. I think that robot would have an internal clock as well. Okay. That is the first door that doesn't open. Nope, that's this. Yes, first door that doesn't open. And secondly, who's counting? All right. I need to get a good angle on this, or it is going to respawn while I'm busy with the coordinates. You'll do. The other one over there. Did you respawn? Oh, yeah. Hmm. Someone said you had to use. You just shoot all of the little legs. Get off me. Right, it just took a minute. Meantime, you are more boo. Apologies, goo. It has to be done. All right. My guess is that it wants me to go down that vent. All right. Let's save before coming up. If you're going to get quickly. Oh my God. All right. All right. I'm just going to have to drop. Wow, we don't have anything. Alrighty then. There's something down there, isn't it? It's going to get ugly. Right. What? 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 Oh. Sexy. All right, so there are monsters here. All right, you. And the door's open, nothing. More goo. Actually, very expensive ammunition. Let's add you to the holster. You're giving me an awful lot of things, game. Use, don't you? Right. That was all of the materials I needed to repair that. Just lying around. There's goo out there. How does one get out there? This is the way I came up. Yeah. And that is the other side of the building then. It's one of the doors. There was another door. Kinds of heavy. Let's drop some stuff over here. That's great. Okay, now I get over there. Yes, the only way is to power the building, which means Nomad build a small battery. How much should I hit to my calories that? Ooh, quite a bit. Oh, it's just for the parts. Hmm, this may have been a bad idea. Okay. And where was that other door that wanted power? And then the floor? Yes. All right. You're big and ugly, but you're not spitting anything at the moment. Exactly. Hmm. Obviously, having go down to the boat and charge up, and then come back and deal with that one object. Okay. Okay, we will go back upstairs and hope that this is the last beastie. So, I have to admit, I'm not sure There's nothing over there. No, sure. The point is, aside from random loot, it's, yes, nothing. Right. So, well, okay. Right. You don't take flour at the moment. It's another. Where they tried to climb the shelf and it didn't work. Okay. There's another vent over there that it wants me to get into, which probably leads back to that space. We are missing some materials. Right. And we will onto the power. So back to the ladder. Ladder. I suppose it'll have to go through the vent first before I can think about where to put some power. Unless I want to drape power up here from the boat. That's an option. Mm. Did get some food. And some large batteries. And a little more there. So what we'll do is we will take power from the boat up to the tower. If we have enough cable. Turn all the lights on and then go down into the vent. But we will not do that until the sun comes up again. That's good. I'm gonna guess I need more cable. I always need more cable when doing this. Now, more glass. Alright, so I have way more cable, copper and way more glass than I need. Let's not be building something that the game thinks is important. I mean, lots of bullets. So do you do the whole string? I do the whole string. These copper bullets are cheaper. Okay, sun is coming up. Let's do this. Yep. Yep. Back to the palace. Yeah. It's only on cheaper. Here. Yeah. Yeah. Not the prettiest job ever. Right. Downstairs. Around the corner. Save the game. Before going into the teeny little vent that you don't know what is in there. Save the game. All right. Okay. Let's close the door. And the lights. And light. There is some oxygen. That. Just a wire. Okay. Mhm. Scraps. Check scraps. Broken steel tube. Words. Hello, robot friend. This is not that external railing. Not indispensable. There's like a whole side of the thing that I can get to. Basic must be from you. Just like, where the hell did you come from? Um, Mhm. That's where it came from. Where does it come from? Where's the spitter? That's a completely different type of spitter. What is a completely different type of spitter and what was on the roof? That the one on the roof spat hornets. Those were crawlers. Mm-hmm. Must be up on the roof. That's where I came from. That's where you go down. You must have missed something on the roof. That's where I went down. Which side of the building is that extra space off? This is where I came up. That's the door. So it's on the side to the right of the ladder. But it looks like it's underneath this. Not jumping down. You cannot be opened. You cannot be opened. Me too. All right. I am very obviously missing something. Maybe you can see it from the ladder. That really goes down. It doesn't go. There's nothing over there. You're following walkway. There's critters out there too. It's like there's a whole other part of the space. Um, I bet she wants you to parkour around the corner. Changing the dust. Mhm. At least it should be over here. That's a dodgy spot on the corner where there's no way. Sit up. It's our friend the door. I think it wants us jumping up around here. Sorry, game. Not happening. No. No, not happening. Yeah. Not happening. Okay. Honestly, this was a bit of a bust. Because what I wanted is another one of those dry docks. As much fun as this was, this happens when the boat gets underneath the rubber. And y'all are just very close to things. And over here, yes. All right. Yeah, the Nomad Tower is a bit of a bust, although it is fun to blow up the. I'm walking in circles. Sorry. Kind of fun to blow up the bombs. I'm not getting what I wanted from it. So there were a lot of resources. So I could just be being a little rude about the whole thing. So the choppy water up here, not my favorite thing. pointed out that robots should, by all rights, have internal stabilizers. And I have to agree. All right, let's go up and take a look at the map. I want to take a look at the map. That I put the rifle away. I blew up the bomb with the shark right there and see if it did anything. Okay. That's the Nomad's tower. Ultimately, we want to go up here. Oof. I'm doing okay for resources as far as I can tell. I don't want to go there as well. Just to see. In some of these places, if it's a different kind of building, it should have a different kind of icon. And this kind of promises a dry dock of sorts, which is not what we're getting over here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a little and dock someplace where I don't have as many bombs in my face. And then call it Joe Fly. You bother me. Ah, crap. No. Should disconnect the wire. Yeah. I know. You're very concerned about the leeches game. Yeah, there they are. Come on in. Come on in. Go sideways. There we go. All right. It's going to be a rocky trip over to that oil rig, too. I can only imagine that's another space, kind of like a Lazarus complex and the rocket launch, where it's going to take a couple days figuring out what the hell's going on. Radiation Beacon 15, I've already unlocked because that was on the way to the seatbelt. Yeah, really is just about the oil rig. This is going to be a few, and I think I will just go ahead and call it there. I think I'll get all the way over there and then dock, unless the boat capsizes or something exciting like that. Um, 'Cause this is going to be a rocky road, even if I'm not running over sharks. All right, then. I'll go ahead and say your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. And we will see what the oil rig looks like. In the meantime, thanks for watching.